Boom. What if I told you that the story of human history, every empire, every dynasty, could basically be summed up like this: rise fast, fall slow, repeat. Today we're diving into how two of the most legendary powers in history, ancient Egypt and ancient Rome, rose to absolute dominance and eventually collapsed. Stick with me, this is going to get wild. Imagine a civilization that began before most of our history books even make sense. We're talking pyramids, giant stone monuments you can see from space, complex agriculture, religion, art, and a society that lasted for thousands of years. That's ancient Egypt. Now imagine a power born not on a river valley, but from a bunch of independent farmers who built one of the largest empires the world had ever seen, ancient Rome. So what made these civilizations rise, and what eventually made them fall? Let's rewind the tape. It all starts with powerful leadership. Egypt's story begins with strong pharaohs, people seen not just as rulers, but as gods walking the earth. They controlled the Nile, built temples, and guaranteed stability for generations. Their power was centralized, and for a long time, no one really questioned it. Rome, on the other hand, began as a republic, not an empire, and became a powerhouse through ambition, alliances, and military genius. Figures like Julius Caesar and Augustus didn't just conquer land, they redefined what it meant to rule. Now hold on, before we go on, if you're curious about how education and knowledge shaped these societies, check out my video on what school was like in ancient Egypt right now. You'll uncover how children learn to read, write, and become the scribes and leaders of tomorrow. It's mind-blowing stuff, and linked for you in the top comment and description. Okay, back to the story. Every great empire has a golden age. Egypt's was during the New Kingdom, when pharaohs like Ramses II expanded wealth, influence, and territory. Rome's golden era? The Pax Romana, 200 years of relative peace, booming trade, and unmatched power from Britain to the Middle East. But here's where it gets interesting. Nothing stays perfect forever. Empires rise because of unity, resources, economy, and strong leadership. But they can fracture from the same things that made them strong. In Egypt, the story turns. The pharaohs who were once godlike became distant figures. Economic troubles, environmental challenges, and internal strife began eating away at the foundation. The Nile, once a symbol of life, could be unpredictable, and when the harvests failed, the empire struggled. Power wasn't centralized like before. Local leaders and influential priests started grabbing land and influence. The unity that once held the kingdom together was slipping. See, history isn't just dates and monuments. It's people, power, and choices. If you love digging into ancient life, don't forget to tap like and subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss stories like this. I've got a whole world to uncover with you. Meanwhile, Rome was wrestling with its own set of problems. They conquered too much land. And when you stretch your borders from Scotland to Syria, defending them becomes a logistical nightmare. Add in political corruption, weak emperors, and economic stress, like inflation and overtaxation. And suddenly, the machine starts leaking. And let's not forget the barbarians. Rome's borders were under constant pressure from tribes like the Visigoths and Vandals, who didn't just raid, they changed the game. In 410 AD, Rome was sacked. Imagine the heart of the world's most powerful empire, looted. It was a shock heard across history. But here's the twist. The Eastern Roman Empire, what we call the Byzantine Empire, survived for another 1,000 years. So Rome didn't exactly vanish, it transformed. Back to Egypt, after centuries of ups and downs, everything changed. After Alexander the Great conquered Egypt, the Ptolemaic dynasty took over, which was Greek-Egyptian rule. Later, Cleopatra tried to keep Egypt independent, but she lost. When she died, Egypt became a province of Rome itself. That's the irony. Egypt, a civilization that had lasted 3,000 years, finally ended not with a single battle, but as an absorbed piece of another empire. The pattern becomes clear. Strong rulers build stability. Strong economies fuel power. Military success expands influence. But then, economic strain, leadership instability, environmental change, and overextension begin to crumble that power from the inside out. There's a reason historians talk about the cycle of empires. Because this story isn't just about the past, it's human nature. Every empire that ever was, from Egypt to Rome to many others, followed a similar rhythm. Climb, peak, falter, fall. And here's the kicker. Even though these civilizations fell, their ideas, culture, and innovations didn't disappear. We still use Roman law concepts. We study Egyptian monuments. Their legacy outlives their political power. So the next time someone tells you history is boring, just remind them that these stories are the original blockbusters. Empires rising, empires collapsing, power struggles, betrayals, legacy left behind. It's the original human drama, and we're still watching. If you loved this dive into ancient power and collapse, hit like, subscribe, and don't forget to watch the video on what school was like in ancient Egypt next, linked right now in the description and pinned comment. Because history isn't dead, it's alive, and it's calling your name.